boy was arrested for resisting and disorderly conduct. Another 16-year-old boy was arrested for resisting and trespassing. The investigation is ongoing. Fluctuating temperatures require more caution on the ice. The Coast Guard reminds the public when our weather warms up, rapid ice melting makes it less safe, especially along the Great Lakes. Stay away from cracks, slushy, and darker areas, since that can mean thinner ice. The Coast Guard also recommends dressing for the water temperature and not the air temperature when you're around frozen water. Cold water drains a body's heat up to 25 times faster than cold air. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:04.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gerber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers continued Cactus League play today against the Mariners. Outfielder Blake Perkins will be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks after fouling a ball off his shin during live batting practice and fracturing his tibia. Our next broadcast is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon. Winners of fourth straight games, the Bucks travel to Houston to face the Rockets Tuesday night. In college basketball, the Marquette Golden Eagles dropped 5 spots to number 21 in the latest AP Top 25. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads at this point, not seeing any lingering delays and no major incidents. Time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, isolated showers, mild temperatures, and patchy fog, a low of 35. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a high of 48. On Wednesday, scattered rain or wintry mix, breezy, a high of 47. On Thursday, we have a chance for light mix, still breezy, a high of 43. Friday, partly cloudy, breezy, and a slight chance for snow, a high of 46. On Saturday, partly cloudy and breezy, a high of 36. Right now in Madison, it's 46 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 45. In Waukesha, it's 44. And in Milwaukee, it's 47 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Well, I woke up this morning, I was feeling fine, but this cat starts banging, man, what a swine. So I called reception, but to no avail. That's why I'm telling you this sorry tale. It went bang, I said shut up. It went bang, I said wrap up. Well, I'm aware that the guy must do his work, but the part of a man drove me berserk. He said, Captain, I said what? He said, Captain, I said what?
I want to know how your weekend was.
Once a lifetime, twice a day. If you don't work, you get no pay. I've been to the east, I've been to the west, where the girls I like most are the ones undressed. Well, hello, Adam, where you been? I said, stand aside, cause I'm a feeling mean. I had a gun full of you and I'm a feeling bad, but you're an ugly old pirate and ain't I glad? He said, Captain, I said, what? He said, Captain, I said, what? He said, Captain, I said, what? He said, Captain.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
It's unclear if the process for offering people those type of buyouts is being properly followed.
Entertainment.
When you win a little statuette, it's a big point of pride.
And more.
I was under the impression that everybody loves Buc-ee's. Not so much.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. We've all heard of Larry Bird. Allow us to introduce Derry Bird.
It's A.J. Green splashing a three down from the right wing on the other end of the court. It's a one-point game. Back to A.J. A.J. going to try to answer. Off balance three, and he hits it. How did he hit that one? The Derry Bird going deep into his bag of tricks there.
We're the home of Derry Bird and the Bucks. WTM. Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Evening, I am Sandy Maxx. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Monday night. Here till 8 with you, and I'm going to tell you, I want you to use that Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620, because I want to know how your weekend was. I feel like I had a good weekend, and I'll share some of my highlights because I was delightfully surprised by, in particular, a theater experience that I had. But I want to know how you spent your Wisconsin weekend. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. You're welcome to make comments, ask questions anytime on any of our shows, really. 855-616-1620. And tonight, rolling out the red carpet for some guests, Experts Only MKE. It's the name of a restaurant, and if you haven't been there yet, you're going to find out what's unique about their restaurant and also about their menu. Christine Foster from Experts Only MKE is going to join us and tell us about what they're doing special for Milwaukee Downtown's Taste and Toast this week. They get you in on some deals and discounts on dining and drinks. Also rolling out the red carpet, artist Michelle Grabner. She's based here in Milwaukee, spent some time in Chicago as well. Michelle Grabner has a special exhibition at the Haggerty Museum of Art at Marquette University. And Michelle Grabner is going to have a special talk on Thursday night at Marquette University's Haggerty Museum of Art. So Michelle will join me along with Executive Director of the Art Museum, John McKinnon. Plus, hear from Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts Executive Director Melissa Ralstad about two very creative quilt exhibitions that are closing this weekend at their Cedarburg Museum and two other events to celebrate the significance of quilts in Black History Month. Also, how to get more cowbell in your life this week. The Milwaukee Admirals are here to help during their hockey games tomorrow and on Friday. We'll recap last night's SAG Awards because I think they're going to give us a little bit of a clue what to expect at Sunday's, or what not to expect at Sunday's Academy Awards. Black History Month continues, and we remember a singer with a beautiful voice who just passed away today with the song You Need to Hear. And in other music news, a lot of people excited about the Summerfest lineup. How about the Blue Ox Music Festival? I will share details on this outdoor fest in Eau Claire happening in June. If you have any questions about Munich, Salzburg, Vienna, or Prague, might sound a little random, but I'm excited to be hosting a WTMJ group trip for beer, brewery, history, and culture, a tour there in September. If you have any questions about that, plus one of the landmarks in Germany we'll be visiting, Neuschwanstein Castle. WTMJ's Jessica Gatso is going to share her experience at the castle. So glad to answer any questions you have about our itinerary and help you book a trip with me. If you haven't seen the cool trip yet, you know how you can. Easy. Text the word TRIP, TRIP. Text TRIP to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Text TRIP to 855-616-1620. I think you'll be tempted to use your passport and join me. But truly, also use that number. Let me know how was your weekend. What was a highlight? Share something fun or maybe something you accomplished this weekend with me. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Somebody already texted in from 414. The Greendale varsity cheerleading team won first place at state competition this weekend. Best in the state. That's how I spent my weekend, cheering on these amazing young women. Well, thanks for sharing and congratulations, Greendale varsity cheerleading team. Doing our area proud. For me, I had a more fun weekend than I expected. I had a friend in town from Calgary. We went to the Admirals game, saw the Mitchell Tenpenny concert, which was good. I grabbed an epic cheeseburger at Major Goolsby's. If you've ever heard me at Summerfest, you know how much I live for those cheeseburgers. But I will tell you, the real highlight of my weekend was my very first visit to the Fireside Theater. Long overdue, but worth the wait. I am a huge Elvis Presley fan. I used to have an annual birthday for Elvis. A big party. Packed the house, food, drinks, set out all my collectibles. Well, back in the building is a show that's been at the Fireside Theater, and it just closed on Sunday, and it was killing me that I hadn't been to the show yet. I interviewed Taylor Rodriguez when the show opened last month. He was one of the several Elvis tribute artists of stellar caliber who were performing in this, and I made it to the Sunday matinee. Have you ever been to the Fireside Theater? I'm telling you, it's dinner theater, but they have a slam and brunch buffet if you go on a Sunday. Delicious pastry platter, orange dreamsicle smoothie. The hospitality was great. It has a really unique decor. Kind of supper club, but kind of not quite tiki bar, but very exotic, an undersea decor. But the show, it's in the round. It was a full house. They had groups, anniversaries, birthdays, and there's a rotating circle in the middle of the square stage that elevates and lowers. A fantastic band. Leo Days and Travis Powell were the Elvis tribute artists, and they were great. I got to shake hands with Leo during the show. I got a white scarf from Travis Powell, and I will tell you, I got flustered. I could even feel myself blushing, and I also felt the envy of the row of ladies I was sitting next to. Even when you get a white scarf from an Elvis tribute artist, the vibes and the energy is real. We were all wrapped up in the show. And I got to tell you, for adding credibility, the Fireside production manager, Jillian, she was a dancer with Elvis Presley's show in Las Vegas. So how about that? I want to talk to her and hear her stories of that experience, don't you? So at Fireside Theater, West Side Story opens up this weekend. Then after that, it's Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. So I'm looking at a return trip, and it's great to see Jefferson County showing up for quality theater. Fireside Theater, 60th anniversary last year, so they know what they're doing. Good stuff. So share your weekend highlight with me on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. And next, get a bargain on bites and beverages this week. Milwaukee Downtown's Taste and Toast kicks off tonight through Friday. Get in on deals and dining, and we're going to find out what's happening at Experts Only MKE. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
You know we love a deal and a discount in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee Downtown knows that, and they also know how many great restaurants we have, and it's tough to get to them all, you know? So Taste and Toast is a great way to sample and try the restaurants you've been hearing great things about. And there's a restaurant that is new to me, and I'm a little embarrassed by this, but I figured I know the right person to ask. Christine Foster of Experts Only MKE is my guest in the studio. Hi, Christine.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you for making time to hang out with me on a Monday, because I'm guessing it's pretty busy with Taste and Toast kicking off tonight and the great menu that you are offering. Where is Experts Only MKE?
Yes, absolutely. It has been quite the busy day, but we are ready for it and very excited. Experts Only is located on Jefferson Street, downtown. It is right across, if you're familiar with Taylor's, it's about kitty corner from there.
Okay. And what is special, and why is it called Experts Only, MKE?
Experts Only comes from a like lifestyle and understanding. So there's a double black diamond with an après ski theme behind it. We are an after the day happy hour venue, and it has a ski theme. So we go really into being experts. We do everything by design within our liquor selection, beer selection, and just the retro vibe that we have. Everyone walks in and says it's a vibe, and that's kind of where the story came from.
I'm excited to try it out. And now that I see the logo, you're at the double black diamond, that it's so funny with the graphics, and then it ties it all together.
Absolutely.
Did I hear something about s'mores?
Yes. It is a huge hit. We are known for our tabletop s'mores. We do an open fire. We give you the whole caddy with roasting your own marshmallows, graham crackers, chocolates, the whole thing.
That sounds like such a great experience, Christine.
Absolutely.
How long has Experts Only MKE been open?
We've been open a little over a year now. We opened right around Thanksgiving last year.
Okay, then I feel better that this is new to me, but I am also feeling better that our restaurant scene just keeps growing with more and more unique ideas, and people like to go out to eat because they want to have that special experience. And I was looking through your menu last week when I was talking about Milwaukee Downtown Taste and Toast, and I'm going to tell you what jumped out at me on the appetizers menu: barbecue jackfruit bao buns. That sounds like something, number one, I can't make at home. So I love getting something that I can't make at home. But what a fun combination of jackfruit, pickled red onion, you got slaw, so you got the different textures, and it's vegan.
Absolutely.
So I would say it's even healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. We have noticed that when putting this together and just we're looking at redoing our menu, making it a lot more comprehensive and open to bigger demographic in general. I did a lot of market research on what's lacking in the area, and people want vegan options. So we just decided to go for it. We do have jackfruit tacos on our catering menu, and it's a huge hit. So we just kind of put a spin on it and offered something a little different.
What are some of the other menu items that made the cut for Taste and Toast? Because I have to think, you want to shine. You want to spotlight some of your most flavorful dishes.
Absolutely. Our buffalo chicken egg rolls are a fan favorite. We added those as a feature about a year ago, and people come in asking for it day in and day out. We sometimes can't even keep up with the demand. They are absolutely wonderful. Some of my personal favorites, and our house-made blue cheese dressing just really tops it off and makes it just absolutely incredible.
Another thing that jumps out to me, again, something that I know I can't make at home: crispy artichoke hearts with lemon aioli.
This was really fun, really simple, very basic, lots of flavor, and just something new that we're looking to introduce moving forward. So we're excited to see how the demand for this is, the feedback overall. This will be our first trial with this this menu item.
Well, and I love that you said you did the research and that, sometimes between being vegan or vegetarian, we get a little side eye in Wisconsin because we love our cheese and our brats, and there is room for that. But you also sometimes get a little side eye for anybody who's doing dry January past that or just isn't drinking. But you have some very interesting non-alcoholic drinks on the Taste and Toast menu.
We do. We actually have really leaned into the whole THC wave of things. We have quite a few options of seltzers, RTDs, which are ready-to-go mixers, cocktails in a can. And we also have nowadays THC, which is essentially a cannabis-infused non-alcoholic spirit. So it helps us make new drinks without alcohol and just add in that little bit of THC, and we can have a little bit more creative and fun with it.
I would say the Berry Mint Lift Hemp Tail is the non-alcoholic with nowadays THC, strawberry syrup, fresh mint leaves, topped with lemonade. Like that's a breath of spring and summer right there in the winter muds.
It's quite delicious. And one of my bartenders actually came up with this, and she is also spearheading. She's joined our event coordinating team, and she is spearheading a 420 event that we have coming up that is going to offer a lot of educational offerings with that and just explain to people about THC and how it can be now offered in a bar and what that means and how it can affect you.
There's a lot of curiosity about that. When you say a 420 event, should I assume that's on April 20th?
It absolutely is.
Well done. Well done. But you've got Taste and Toast to go the rest of this week. What is the one thing that you think somebody must try if they stop by this week?
For sure. We are absolutely known for our signature Kettle One Espresso Martinis. It is made with our Nomad Coffee cold brew. It is some of the best in the city. We have reviews that just rave about it, and it is one of the best that we fly through. All of our drinks are made to order, very fresh materials, and everyone loves them. There's not a single thing that you could get on our menu that you would not like. Our charcuterie board is something that we've had a hit with through the past year. We even offer build your own charcuterie on Wednesday nights with half-off bottles of wine. But I would say any of the bites you can't go wrong with. Our regular menu also offers things like cheese curds and pretzel bites and ribs, which are all great too.
Should we ask for you, Christine?
Sure, I'm always there.
Experts only. That automatically means high standards, and it is definitely a unique, flavorful menu. Experts only MKE, part of Milwaukee Downtown's Taste and Toast. Make your plans. Go to Milwaukee Downtown's website. Christine Foster, thank you so much for cluing me in to your new restaurant and for being part of the restaurant scene.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Milwaukee. WTMJ News is next. Beer fans, travel lovers, and history buffs, this is your dream vacation. Join me, Sandy Maxx, on a 10-day journey through Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. We'll enjoy Munich's famous beer halls, sip our way through Salzburg's historic breweries, and discover Vienna's culture and craft beer scene. Then end the tour in Prague, where ancient history meets modern brews. From iconic castles to authentic flavors, grab your passport and let's raise a glass to the ultimate beer adventure. Limited spots available. Book now. Email me, sandy@wtmj.com to learn more.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
With the help of Less's Glass, you can have the shower you've always wanted. Heavy glass shower enclosures from Less's Glass are installed by the best in the business. And when you have a showroom to visit with over a dozen glass shower enclosures on display, there's no guessing games. See the ultimate in frameless shower design with doors mounted on smooth as silk, stainless steel barn-style rollers. This design combines the beauty and elegance of heavy glass with a minimalist look to create an ideal shower enclosure for tight spaces. premium shower doors, and custom-designed all-glass enclosures. When you work with Less's Glass, you're working with a company that really can do it all. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
How can you get more cowbells in your life? I will tell you how. But first, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. 4 people are in custody in connection to the death of a teenager. 21-year-old Charles Roby of Milwaukee is charged with 5 felonies, including first-degree reckless homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson. 39-year-old Chatisse Williams, 24-year-old DJ Chandler, and 21-year-old Shatiana Williams, all of Milwaukee, each face 1 felony count of aiding a felon. 15-year-old Makai Neal was found dead inside a stolen car that was on fire near 26th and Locust in the evening of February 10th. An autopsy revealed Neal was shot 8 times with a stolen gun inside the car before it was set on fire. A Whitefish Bay Elementary School associate principal is facing homicide charges. Associate principal at Cumberland Elementary, Rebecca Solomon, is charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle for a crash from December in the town of West Bend. Police say Solomon failed to yield at County Trunk P and County Trunk NN and crashed into another car. The driver of the other vehicle was seriously injured and died a few days later. Solomon has an initial court appearance in Washington County Court scheduled for March 18th. A downtown Milwaukee proposal centered on a minor league soccer stadium is now targeting summer for a construction start. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the 7-acre land parcel at 8th and Michigan has been sold to MDC Iron District LLC, an affiliate of Milwaukee Development Corp. The sale price of over $9 million is the same amount as a Federal American Rescue Plan Act grant given to the project in 2023 by Governor Tony Evers. The developers say they hope to begin stadium construction in early summer. Milwaukee Pro Soccer has targeted spring of 2026 for their first match. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads this evening. We do have 1 crash to look out for on the ramp from Beecher Street. That's on 4394 North. Again, a crash on the ramp from Beecher Street. Taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, isolated showers and mild with patchy fog, a low of 35. On Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 48. Wednesday, we have scattered rain or wintry mix, breezy, a high of 47. Thursday, a chance for light mix, breezy, a high of 43. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, still breezy, and a slight chance for snow, a high of 46. On Saturday, partly cloudy and breezy, a high of 36. Right now in Madison, it's 46 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 44. In Waukesha, it's 44. And in Milwaukee, it's 46 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:32.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx. You are listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I had a pretty darn good weekend. How about you? I'd love to know a highlight of your Wisconsin weekend. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Share a highlight with me. So far, Peggy texted in. She went to Louisville, Kentucky to visit a racehorse this weekend. I grew up in Louisville. I did not have a racehorse, but I know where Churchill Downs is, and I'm glad you went, Peggy. I hope you had a nice time in the city I grew up in. Also, 920 texted in, hello, Sandy. Thursday night, I went down to Genesee Theater to see ABC and Howard Jones. That's scratching my 80s vibe. I know it was a good show. Howard Jones is full of such great positive energy, and Martin Fry from ABC still pretty suave. Then 920 texted, Friday night, saw Get the Lead Out at Riverside Theater. So there you go. Got your classic rock going. And then, hold on. Oh, it's Michael. Capped off the weekend with the Steely Dan show at the Pabst Theater. If you're not familiar with Steely Dan, yeah, it's like a dozen musicians from Madison who recreate the music of Steely Dan. Dane being the pun on Dane County. Get it? Well, Michael, I think you had a music-filled weekend. Thank you for sharing. That elevates my soul. That's good stuff right there. How was your weekend? Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line is ready for your comments and questions. 855-616-1620. And I went to the Milwaukee Admirals game on Saturday, and I found out they are doing something really fun this week.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
You know that epic SNL sketch, which is actually 25 years old this year. You know, we've been talking about the 50th anniversary of SNL. Well, the Milwaukee Admirals, who know how to have a lot of fun, are fully embracing the cowbell. And this week, tomorrow and on Friday, your Milwaukee Admirals are now the Milwaukee Cowbells, complete with fresh jerseys. And the jerseys are actually really fun. If you text WATCH to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, text WATCH, WATCH, to 855-616-1620. You can see these specially designed jerseys. They're a copper color. They're almost Roscoe colored. That they have the cowbell. They're calling it copper. But the logo is a cowbell that has come alive, and the mouth end is a tongue that replaces, so it almost looks like the cowbell is shouting at you with a tongue for the clapper. So it's a really fun design by Traction Factory, and the jerseys are going to be worn tomorrow night on the 25th and also at Friday night's game. And these specialty jerseys are going to get auctioned off like most of the specialty jerseys do, which is such a great touch because the proceeds benefit the Admirals Power Play Foundation, which is the Ad's charitable team. But hold on, you're like, yeah, that's fun. I love a little bit of cowbell. Do you know how the Admirals are kicking it up a notch? Remember I told you this is all in honor of More Cowbell, the SNL sketch. Chris Kattan, who was in that sketch, is going to be at the game signing autographs tomorrow night. It was Chris Kattan, Will Ferrell, Chris Parnell, and, of course, Christopher Walken, who needs more cowbell. That is going to be super fun. So you can get a photo with Chris Kattan. And then Chris Kattan is also going to be one of the judges for Tuesday night's Best Cowbell competition. Maybe you have the loudest cowbell. Maybe you have the most creative. Whatever you have, bring it. And you could win Best Cowbell. And Chris Kattan can judge that. Also, on Friday, so that's just Tuesday's fun. Friday, the first 6,000 fans to the game get, you know what, a cowbell, courtesy of Potawatomi Hotel Casino. But then what's going to happen on Friday, you could be a part of history. The Admirals are going to try and set a world record for the most cowbells rung simultaneously. Can you guess how many that is? Currently, 5,748 set almost 20 years ago, back in 2003 at Mississippi State. Come on, Milwaukee. I know we can do it. We can fix that. The world record could happen Friday night, and you could be part of it. If you are a big hockey fan, the Milwaukee Admirals, they know how to have fun. So I thought you'd get a kick out of hearing the plans that your Milwaukee Admirals have.
I gotta have more cowbell.
From cowbell to the SAG Awards. Are there any signals for this weekend's Oscars? Any helpful hints on how to spend your entertainment dollars if you're looking for something to stream or go to the theater? I'm here to help you and share some of my opinions. That's next on What's on Tap.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. That's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Josh Albrecht here.
And I'm also Josh Albrecht. Join us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on 620 WTMJ for Joshin' Around Milwaukee.
We're diving into the best of what makes this city great. Local events, hidden gems, and of course, everything Milwaukee.
It's your inside look at what's happening around town, places to visit, people to meet, and stories you won't want to miss.
Catch us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. right here on 620 WTMJ and find extended episodes and content on visitmilwaukee.org. Let's get Joshin' Around.
Two Joshes are better than one.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Oh, the times they are a-changing.
That is the sound of Bob Dylan, and the movie A Complete Unknown has been nominated for a lot of awards this season. And last night at the SAG Awards, yep, it was nominated in that category as well. They didn't win the Best Ensemble for a film, but Timothée Chalamet, who really puts himself into this role, did win at the SAG Awards last night for Best Lead Actor. And I had seen an interview with him relatively recently. He got cast in this role like 5 years ago, but then 2020 happened and the production got delayed, and then he got cast in Dune 2. So during all that time, while the A Complete Unknown production got delayed, it allowed Timothée Chalamet to get better and better at being Bob Dylan. This is a part of Timothée Chalamet's acceptance speech at the SAG Awards last night.
I know the classiest thing would be to downplay the effort that went into this role and how much this means to me, but the truth is this was 5.5 years of my life. I poured everything I had into playing this incomparable artist, Mr. Bob Dylan, a true American hero, and it was the honor of a lifetime playing him. It's an honor I share with Monica, Elle, Edward, the entire cast, who in a genre doing a biopic that could be perhaps tired. Everyone gave it their all. So I'm deeply grateful to them. And lastly, I can't downplay the significance of this award because it means the most to me. And I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
That is Timothée Chalamet accepting for Best Actor at the SAG Awards last night. He's the youngest Best Actor, but this is where it starts getting interesting, that who won and who didn't win, and with Conclave winning last night, which is also strangely timely with the Pope going through his health issues and just seeing all the ceremony and traditions that go on in that realm of the religious circles. Very interesting to see Conclave win for Best Performance by a Cast. Demi Moore won Best Actress in a Leading Role for The Substance. And I'm telling you, even after the Golden Globes, if you had ever told me that a movie like The Substance would be this well-renowned, and The Substance is also nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards, I think I'm going to put myself to the test. I think I'm going to see just how much of it I can take. I feel like maybe I should do an over-under. Can I handle up to 17 minutes of The Substance? I don't know. I got to get my guts up to do that before the Academy Awards. But everybody that I know that knows me and knows how squeamish I am has told me, don't watch it. But Amelia Perez, Complete Unknown, and Wicked, because of how they've been doing in the awards lately, doesn't look like they're going to win big at the Academy Awards on Sunday. But Anora is another film that's getting some buzz, and it leads like statistically with a lot of popular critics. But it could still maybe win at the Oscars. It's always kind of interesting to see how that goes. But if you're a big movie fan and you really want to catch up, I love that the Marcus Theaters, they do have a day where you can catch up on the Best Picture, and they did it last Saturday. You could win. You could see 5 of the films, and you can do it again this weekend if you want to see the Best Picture marathons on March 1st. The animated shorts, you can see those at 10 a.m. Then you can see Anora at noon, Conclave at 2:35, Wicked at 4:55, and then The Brutalist, which, keep in mind, it's a 3-hour film with an intermission, but it's highly regarded. It is very artistic. I would recommend it, especially if you're an Oscars fan. The Brutalist will be at 7:55 on Saturday night. So you can catch up on 4 of the films and the animated shorts in time to watch the Oscars on Sunday. We'll keep you posted here, and I will tell you that I am trying to work on a couple of folks who are Academy Award winners and Academy Award nominees from Wisconsin to see if they will give me some of their predictions. So I don't want to jinx anything, but know that I'm working on that for Wednesday's show and Friday's show. And today, we lost a significant singer to ALS. And you'll hear one of her signature songs and how that song impacted other singers in pop culture. The song you need to hear is next on What's on Tap.
When we're out in your town, come say hi to us as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're out on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show,
wherever we may be, you can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
WTMJ.
Your current car? Soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, where the once-a-year auto show sales event is on. Prime time to explore all that's new and score great offers and special savings to get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade. Connect with Holiday for expert help, their low simplified price, and $500 auto show bonus cash on new 2025s. Stackable with offers like low 2.9% 5-year financing for well-qualified buyers on most models, including Mazda CX-30, CX-5, and CX-50. How about the 2-row Mazda CX-70 and 3-row Mazda CX-90? Save even more if you or someone in your household already drives Mazda with owner loyalty rewards. Get qualifying details today and enjoy the award-winning guest care at Wisconsin's #1. It's the stuff that makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
And on today, unfortunately, we mark the passing of a singer with a beautiful voice, Roberta Flack, and the soulful ballad Killing Me Softly with His Songs, probably one of the first songs you think of by Roberta Flack, and it got her inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, and certainly she influenced other creators. And Roberta Flack, other songs that she's known for from the 1970s, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Feel Like Making Love, I like that one. The Closer I Get to You, she just left an indelible mark on music with her smooth vocals and just soulful sound. And Roberta Flack won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year back-to-back years. That's a heck of an accomplishment. For the 1973, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, and 1974, Killing Me Softly with His Song. And despite those hits happening in the 70s, they've had a lasting impact. I mean, Killing Me Softly became a big hit in the 90s. Yeah, that's the Fugees covering it with Lauryn Hill singing, a huge hip-hop hit almost 30 years ago. And I will be honest, it's got the loping sound. See, I'm already jamming. But I'm going to tell you, one of my favorite appearances of the song Killing Me Softly was part of a Hugh Grant film called About a Boy. I'm a massive Hugh Grant fan, and this is one scene from that film involving the song Killing Me Softly.
I must have been insane. All I'd wanted was a date with Susie, and this was my punishment.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my love.
The worst part was when they closed their eyes.
Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly.
Come and sing with us, Will.
You know what? I should really get going. Thanks.
With his
That is Toni Collette and Nicholas Hoult playing a mother and son, welcoming Hugh Grant into their home, and that's how they bond. That's how they sing together, which is actually quite lovely. But then later in the film, Hugh Grant plays guitar at the talent show and gets just as into the song as the mom and son did. So there. But so a real plot point to the movie About a Boy, which you can look up and watch. But more importantly, I'd say look up on PBS Passport. American Masters did a wonderful hour special spotlighting Roberta Flack's career. And Roberta Flack died today at the age of 88. She'd been coping with ALS for several years, but her legacy will live on. Roberta Flack, Killing Me Softly, the song you need to hear on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people, but the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 45 degrees. Tonight, isolated showers, mild temperatures, and patchy fog, a low of 35. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Prayers are pouring in for Pope Francis. The Vatican says his health is showing slight improvement, with a kidney problem discovered over the weekend no longer a concern, though he remains in critical condition. The 88-year-old pontiff has been hospitalized for almost 2 weeks, dealing with pneumonia in both lungs. Even in his illness, work goes on in Vatican City. Marquette Professor Emeritus Father Stephen A. Vella tells WTMJ.
There are a number of what we would call cabinet offices. They're called dicasteries over there that handle some of the ordinary and routine dealings of the church. How to deal with foreign relations, how to deal with the clergy, how to deal with various doctrinal issues. And then overseeing that is the Cardinal Secretary of State.
If the Pope were to pass, the senior cardinal would temporarily take over administrative functions of the church. The Texas State Health Department is reporting at least 90 cases of measles across 7 counties, with 16 people hospitalized. CBS's Omar Villafranca reports.
This outbreak started in an unvaccinated Mennonite community here in Gaines County. Even though this community is hard to get to, it's not hard for the virus to get out. Public health officials say a Gaines County woman who later tested positive traveled more than 400 miles to San Marcos and San Antonio, visiting 2 universities and tourist hotspots while infected. And now officials are warning people in those locations that they may have been exposed.
Only 5 of the 90 patients were vaccinated against measles. The rest were unvaccinated or had an unknown vaccination status. Joann Fabrics is now set to close all stores in Wisconsin. The craft store chain originally announced it would shutter 16 locations in the state and 500 across the country after declaring bankruptcy in January. A press release from Joann says all company assets were sold to GA Group on Sunday. Stores began going out of business sales on February 15th. Coresight Research, which tracks retail openings and closings in the UK and US, paints a dire picture in its latest report. U.S. retailers struggling and closing stores at a rapid pace. ABC's Michelle Franzen has more.
Store closures in the U.S. so far this year have exceeded 3,000, according to Coresight Research, up 420% in 2025 compared to this time last year. One of those big brick-and-mortar stores, Joann Fabrics, announced it's shuttering 800 locations after filing for bankruptcy in January. That includes 19,000 employees. Big Lots, Party City, Macy's, and Walgreens are also closing locations nationwide. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The 2025 NFL Draft is 2 months away, and organizers in Green Bay are entering the home stretch in preparations.
It's a state fair of football.
Nick Meisner is the VP of Communications for Discover Green Bay. GreenBay.com is your one-stop shop for all draft-related info, from where to stay to how to rent out your home.
The majority of the event is free to attend.
And don't expect to copy and paste from recent drafts in Kansas City and Detroit.
We want visitors to know they are in Wisconsin, they are in Green Bay, so they're doing everything they can to find local touches.
For example, supper club offerings at concessions. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The city is expecting roughly 300,000 people to attend the 3-day event beginning April 24th. Sports traffic and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gerber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers continued to Cactus League play today against the Mariners. Outfielder Blake Perkins will be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks after fouling a ball off his shin during live batting practice and fracturing his tibia. Our next broadcast is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon. Winners of 4 straight games, the Bucks travel to Houston to face the Rockets Tuesday night. In college basketball, the Marquette Golden Eagles drop 5 spots to number 21 in the latest AP Top 25. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All clear on the roads this evening, no incidents and no delays. Time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, isolated showers, mild temperatures, and patchy fog, a low of 35 degrees. On Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 48. On Wednesday, scattered rain or wintry mix, breezy, a high of 47. Thursday, we have a chance for light mix, still breezy, a high of 43. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, still breezy, and a slight chance for snow, a high of 46. On Saturday, partly cloudy skies and breezy, a high of 36. Right now in Madison, it's 45 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 43. In Waukesha, it's 43. And in Milwaukee, it's 45 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Hello, happy Monday. How are you? Thanks for joining me on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. I am excited to roll out the red carpet for some special guests this hour before 8 o'clock. The Hagerty Museum of Art is a jewel on Marquette University's campus, and it's absolutely free. It is access to art anytime, open to the public, and artist Michelle Grabner has an exhibition there that is quite interesting. And Michelle and the Haggerty Museum of Art Executive Director John McKinnon will join us in the studio in just a few minutes to talk about Michelle Grabner's art exhibition and her artist talk on Thursday. Plus, we'll hear from Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts Executive Director Melissa Ralstad about two very creative quilt exhibitions. They are closing this weekend at their Cedarburg Museum. Shinny Chin, Rootedness, and Paula Nadelstern, Kaleidoscopes and Quilts. And there are two Milwaukee spots celebrating Black History Month with quilts this week. And overseas, learn more about Neuschwanstein Castle. I'm still trying to say it correctly. It's in Germany. It's one of the many landmarks on the WTMJ group trip that I'm hosting. You can see the itinerary if you text the word trip to the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Text trip to 855-616-1620, and we will send you the itinerary. You can browse and maybe even make plans to join me because it's going to be good. At 7:35, WTMJ's Jessica Gatso shares her experience visiting Neuschwanstein Castle and what she found fascinating about her trip there. So go ahead, text 855-616-1620, text trip, and we'll send you that itinerary so you can browse it right there on your phone. You can also use that number when I'm hanging out with you on a Monday night. It's right after the weekend. I want to know, how was your weekend? What was a highlight? Hey, maybe you got the sock drawer cleaned. That's a sense of accomplishment. Maybe you went out and did something fun. The Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, is good for that, too. Found out some concert highlights from some WTMJ fans, and Tim texted in. I love this. Lived in Milwaukee 50 years, and I just had my first burger at Sobelman's. So I texted back, all right, congrats, how was it? Texted back, perfection. So if you've been looking for something, just like I finally went to the Fireside Theater after living here for ages and had a great time. If there's one of those spots that you've always heard about and meant to go to, why not do it? I'm going to also confess, I still haven't closed Wolski's. I need to add that to my list. So let's have some fun and enjoy the city together. And one more thing to tell you about before 8 o'clock. Well, I'm going to tell you about it right now. The Summerfest lineup has been announced. We've been chatting about the wide variety of bands of all styles, booked for 3 weekends on Milwaukee's lakefront. Well, this is what I tell you about now. An outdoor music festival happening in Eau Claire this summer. It's a tradition that's been happening for 20 years. The Blue Ox Music Festival, annual celebration of more bluegrass and Americana music and jam bands. And that is held in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, started in 2015. And this is the kind of thing where 3 stages over 3 days, over 35 artists, but it's on a campground, Whispering Pines Campground, which you can just call it the Pines, but it sounds like a great gathering of people who love music, whether you're a bluegrass enthusiast or just kind of want to get to know the art form. Going to be a good place to do that, and it's going to be established bands and also emerging artists. And this campground has been operated by a family with over 30 years of festival experience. So this isn't just like good luck. These are people who really know how to put on a great show on 3 stages. And there are also music workshops, art installations, going to get those late night jam sessions, really immersive experience. So the headliners for the 3 days, the Sam Bush Band. Sam Bush, known as the father of Newgrass. There's a nickname for you, but he was a founding member of Newgrass Revival, a band that really kind of redefined bluegrass music by bringing in electric instruments and kind of the different rhythms. So you can expect high energy performances. Sam Bush also incredibly proficient on the mandolin, and he brings a fun jam band spirit. So that's the first night, the Sam Bush Band. I think I forgot to tell you the dates. June 26th through the 28th. So June 26th, the Sam Bush Band headlines. June 27th, Green Sky Bluegrass, progressive bluegrass band. They do that improvisational live sound. And then I think June 28th, I really would enjoy seeing the Warren Haynes Band. And if you're saying, how do I know that name? Singer, versatile guitarist who used to play guitar with the Allman Brothers Band, and Warren Haynes founded the band Government Mule. So that is the Blue Ox Music Festival in Eau Claire at the Pines Campground, Pines Music Park, June 26th, 27th, and 28th. Horseshoes and hand grenades also on this bill. So if you look up blueoxmusicfestival.com, you can see the full lineup and make that your Up North Music Fest experience this summertime. I am Sandy Maxx. Thanks for hanging out with me and rolling out the red carpet for two guests from the Haggerty Museum of Art. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Stephanie Hauser, WIAA Executive Director. The federal government has sort of instituted a policy related to transgender and, students and sports. You have sort of clarified your policy. Can you lay it out for everybody who's listening what that policy does?
On the Political Power Hour.
The board did take a vote yesterday to come into compliance, and they replaced our old policy with a revised policy.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I am Sandy Maxx. So pleased to welcome into the studio an artist and an art executive helping make the creative culture here in Milwaukee and Wisconsin even better. I roll out the red carpet for artist Michelle Grabner. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Great to be here.
Glad you're here. And welcome back, John McKinnon, the executive director of the Haggerty Museum of Art. How are you?
Glad to be here.
Nice to see you again. How are the exhibitions going so far for your 40th?
Pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited about this opportunity and a conversation that we'll have about our conversation.
Michelle, you're hosting an artist talk on Thursday at the Haggerty Museum of Art. 6 o'clock, you get to have a whole hour of a presentation and then the reception afterwards. Everybody loves a reception, so you can mingle and ask even more of those in-depth questions. And I love you're going to be that accessible. So I want to talk about your artwork. But first, John and Michelle, how did the two of you meet and get acquainted?
Oh, wow. Okay.
John, it goes way back.
Yeah.
Relationships is what we call that. I like it.
Yeah. I was a student originally years ago in Madison, and Michelle taught a big lecture, but I ended up wanting more and took independent studies and did a bunch of other things. So we have a long history, actually.
That's wonderful. What was it that sparked your interest?
Well, oddly enough, I was an electrical engineer in Madison, and then I took a drawing class, and then someone said, oh, you should take another one. And, I was kind of in this phase where I wanted to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And after I took Michelle's class, I said, aha, contemporary art is it.
You changed his life, Michelle.
Well, I think
How does that sound?
Yeah, no, and he was a great student. I just have to say that right up front. He was excellent. But I think it was ideas in art that drew you up, not so much traditional craft or handwork or the idea of realism, but really the ideas that art can hold. And I remember a couple of your projects were very conceptual, John.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is high praise. I love this. So I love that long-standing relationship has now turned into, Michelle, you having an exhibition at the Haggerty Museum of Art that just opened last month.
Yes.
But we get to enjoy it for several more weeks. And it is called Under the Sink.
Yes.
Tell us about your installation at the Haggerty Museum of Art.
Sure. So first of all, the Haggerty is so lucky to have John. You're an exceptional director, and the town is lucky to have you here. So that's fantastic. So John and I had a conversation, I believe it was last summer, maybe the end of last summer, and you were walking me through what the permanent collection exhibition was going to be for the spring, because that is the time, the slot you earmarked for my exhibition. And I remember really giving pause to a very important photograph that's in your collection and on view right now by the German photographer August Sanders, and it is a portrait of a cleaning woman. And that was enough to get me thinking about revisiting the janitorial elements I've been making up at the Kohler plant in pottery, and kind of go full-blown with it. Use Kohler sinks. Kohler allowed me to have a handful of sinks and to create all these other accoutrements that are very familiar to us, hand soap, scrubby pads, all of this in mass, and kind of really install a bunch of this work that looks, exactly what it looks like, but it's all made out of clay.
Okay, because I was going to say, we're going to show a photo. If you text the word watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Text the word watch. You can see right now what this looks like. And if you didn't just know, other than the beautiful natural wood flooring that kind of gives away that it's a gallery, you would think like I'm just looking at a bathroom with 3 sinks and all of these cleaning supplies. But what is it specifically about this setting and the floor mats and everything that makes it unique?
Yep. If the floor mats I'm especially proud of because they look very much like the Home Depot, inexpensive mat that we have at our doors. But again, made out of slip casting, same process that Kohler makes at sinks and toilets and urinals and such. But hopefully the first thing we do is ask ourselves, is this meritorious of art? What is the subject of art? What should art be? And I'm really thinking about the space, the location of the gallery being front of the museum. And this is all material that we never see. If we think about an institution, we think about janitors' carts, we think about custodians. They come in before we come into institutions. They are in cleaning up after. So it's the invisible workforce, the invisible materials, and how do we not only honor that work, but how do we start looking at it as routine, as dependable? That's really important right now in the time that we live, where everything seems to be moving so quickly. The idea that we can count on that which is hygienic, that which keeps our floors clean, that we walk in and we have this expectation, but somebody's doing that work. So hopefully this is a project that honors that work.
And I love that as a contemporary artist, Michelle, this is why an artist talk hosted at the Haggerty Museum of Art is important, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who walk in and see this art installation that you've created that does look like you're walking into a bathroom in a row of sinks with cleaning supplies, similar to, I'm reminded of the janitor sculpture at the Milwaukee Art Museum.
Absolutely.
Very realistic. You could put him next to this and it would look like he's got a job to do.
Absolutely. It's a special Dwayne Hansen piece. I think it's from 70 to 74, something in the early 70s. It is an iconic piece of art in the Milwaukee Art Museum collection. As you have this janitor without his supplies leaning up against the wall, but in his outfit.
Yeah, in his uniform. Yeah, uniform. So this is very reminiscent of that, but I think there are a lot of people who may be going in to see some different types of art and who see this and go, wait a minute, I'm not sure I understand this. So to have the opportunity to meet the artist, Michelle Grabner, and have you explain the themes and help enlighten people who look at this initially and might go, okay, I could, the famous phrase, I could do that.
Right.
My kid could do that. Another famous phrase in contemporary
Absolutely.
art.
Yes.
Well, I want to know more about your artistic journey, Michelle, and more about what we can expect on Thursday night. And I also want to talk about the cleaning woman and what exactly that artwork sparked in you. So we'll go to just a quick break and then back with more questions with artist Michelle Grabner and from the Haggerty Museum of Art, Executive Director John McKinnon. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profiled the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes.
Brian Lathrop, school bus driver, coming his way, a semi-truck in the other lane, and it's creeping over the center line.
Tried to get around him, see if I couldn't avoid him, and he ended up going right down the side of my bus. I don't feel that I'm a hero. I did just doing my job.
Everyday Hero, Thursdays at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Whether it's 24/7 emergency service or it's just time to replace your furnace, at Quality we'll be out so fast you won't even notice the heat being off. And if you're buying a high-efficiency furnace from Armstrong or Carrier, you'll qualify for state and federal tax rebates that'll pay for a big chunk of the cost. This is Anthony Zanevsky from Quality, where you'll get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. If you like being prepared like I do, you know the value of a generator. When the power goes out, it's a terrible inconvenience. And that's why Quality installs effortless whole home generators that give you power when everybody else's is out. This is Anthony Zanevsky from Quality, where you'll get the signature service you deserve and whole home generators that make power outage fears subside.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Welcome, John, our new admin lead.
Thanks.
You've got your laptop, all your admin apps. Oh, and you'll be in charge of ordering food for the team. So here's your drawer full of menus.
Whoa.
You'll keep your receipts in this file folder. Whoops, receipt confetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and all these sticky notes have everyone's dietary preferences.
Have you tried EasyCater? Online ordering from great restaurants, tools to save time and stay on budget, digital receipts in one place.
We're gonna need a bigger recycling bin.
EasyCater, the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. Order now at easycater.com.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder, Children's Resource Network, helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Bringing you up close to the art and the artists. And tonight in the studio with me is artist Michelle Grabner, and her Under the Sink installation is happening right now at the Haggerty Museum of Art on Marquette's campus. And also in the studio with me is John McKinnon, Executive Director of the Haggerty Museum of Art. And John and Michelle started that relationship and friendship, teacher-student relationship, we'll just say years ago?
Years ago.
Oh, well, back when you were in college, exactly. And then, Michelle, what's your Wisconsin connection?
Sure. I was born in Oshkosh a long, long time ago, and then came down to UWM in 1980 for an undergraduate degree in art, and I stuck around and got a graduate degree in art history from UWM.
Wonderful. And I love that you are here and a Midwestern artist spending time in Chicago and Milwaukee, and you've got experience. We could talk for hours, but I want to make sure we focus on your artist talk on Thursday at the Haggerty. But I love that you have history with Sculpture Milwaukee and that you've worked closely with the the Milwaukee Art Museum recently on their 50 paintings, and that you also are involved with artists here in Milwaukee with the
Open Fund.
Yes.
Yes, so Open Fund. It's a grant in which we're supported by Ruth Arts and also the Warhol Foundation, in which we are giving individual artist grants out to artists who live in Milwaukee County, and this year to the state of Wisconsin, artists who live in the state of Wisconsin.
And
so
that
we're
is
expanding.
Wonderful, because that is elevating fellow creatives. So in the time that we have, I want to make sure everyone knows that they can see your Under the Sink installation at the absolutely free, open to the public Haggerty Museum of Art on Marquette's campus, but also they can meet you. They can learn more about you and your art Thursday night a presentation, an artist talk at 6 o'clock, then who doesn't love a reception afterwards at 7 o'clock on Thursday where you can mingle and get to know more. But this is a very interesting installation in which you have worked with Kohler in the factory, in making your artwork in the same space as...
No, that's right. So many of us know that Kohler Company and the John Michael Kohler Art Center under Ruth Kohler's initiative started an arts and industry program.
And
now
that's what
50
I've
years
been familiar
old.
with.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right. I have been working in pottery adjacent to the arts and industry artists for now almost 5 months in what is called a makerspace. So it's an invitational as opposed to a juried selection residency, which is the arts and industry.
You made
program.
the cut. Congratulations.
Yeah, and part of it was because, well, first of all, Laura Kohler and the Kohler Company really embraces the arts. But I let them know I was having this project with John at the Haggerty, and they brought me in. So that's where the work was made.
That's wonderful. And it does look like, for anyone who looks at the photos on the Haggerty Museum of Art website, it does look like you're walking into a bunch of sinks and a bunch of cleaning products. But Michelle, what is special about the sinks and the cleaning products that are on display?
Right. Well, a lot of things. Some of it has to do with dependability and attention. I think, as you were saying earlier, and John, I think you experienced this with visitors who kind of overlook it. They think they know this material. They know it all too well. So they kind of look by it. Upon close inspection, giving a little attention, you will see that everything there is transformed. It is not at all what you think you are seeing. You are seeing something that is made out of ceramic, that is highly glazed, that is maybe made out of cast aluminum or cast bronze, that's painted to look like the thing we think we know. So in that kind of attention, I think it's really important, particularly given the time that we're living in, to spend a little time with something and to see that what you're looking at is an illusion.
That's what I was just going to say. It is that illusion, and to get up close and see that level of detail. And it isn't an easy medium to work in that you're working on.
No,
working with.
Slip casting is a tricky thing. You have to make a plaster mold, and then you use liquid slip, and then you have to finish it. It is an industrial process, indeed.
And one way, the best way to learn about it and see it is to go to the Haggerty Museum of Art Thursday. John, you'll be rolling out the red carpet for everyone who wants to be there.
Yep, food and drink, and of course, the admission is free, so we're glad to host it.
Michelle Grabner, Artist Talk on Thursday at the Haggerty Museum of Art. Thank you for all that you do for our creative culture here in Wisconsin, and keep creating.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great,
John McKinnon, Executive Director of Haggerty Museum of Art, and Midwestern artist from right here in Oshkosh, Michelle Grabner. And now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. Charges filed for hitting a school bus and flipping it onto its side. 22-year-old Khalid Osman faces 1 count of second-degree reckless injury and 1 count of reckless driving causing injury. The crash happened early Thursday morning near 16th and Wilbur Avenue, injuring the 45-year-old bus driver. No children were on the bus. Osman admits he was racing another car at the time of the crash, adding he attempted to brake but still collided with the bus. If convicted, Osman could face over 12 years in prison. 2 teenagers are under arrest after fighting near Vel Phillips Memorial High School in Madison. Officers responded around 12:30 p.m. today after receiving a call from staff of a fight off school property. Not all of those involved in the fight were students at Memorial, but they were called when the involved students returned to campus. Madison police say that once they were on site, 1 student attempted to fight a parent who arrived at the school. The 2 16-year-old boys were arrested for resisting, disorderly conduct, and trespassing. Both are in the Juvenile Reception Center. The Coast Guard reminds the public that fluctuating temperatures requires more caution on the ice. Warmer weather means rapidly melting ice, which means it's less safe, especially along the Great Lakes. Stay away from the cracks, slushier, and darker areas, since those can mean thinner ice. The Coast Guard also recommends dressing for the water temperature and not the air temperature when you're around frozen water, because cold water drains a body's heat up to 25 times faster than cold air. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All clear on the roads this evening. Should be smooth sailing across the board. And taking a look at the WTMJ forecast, tonight isolated showers, mild temperatures, and patchy fog, a low of 35. On Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 48. Wednesday, scattered rain or wintry mix, breezy, a high of 47. Thursday, we have a chance for light mix, breezy, a high of 43. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, breezy with a slight chance for snow, a high of 46. On Saturday, partly cloudy skies and breezy with a high of 36. Right now in Madison, it's 44 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 43. In Waukesha, it's 45. And in Milwaukee, it's 44 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:33.
Well, when it comes to decorative glass, there aren't many places that offer as much to you as we do. With our in-house artist, you can have your hand in the design process, or you can let them design something for you that you may have never even dreamed of. Beautiful works of art in stained and leaded glass formats, as well as etched glass and even rice paper designs that have become a pretty hot look. In China and Japan, many homes are designed with lattice windows covered with rice paper. The translucent paper diffuses natural light entering the room and creates a serene ambiance. Throughout the day, as the light changes, so will your atmosphere. So whatever your decorative glass needs are, you don't have to look very far. Just call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Hey, boaters!
Inexperienced boaters are more tthan welcome here, because at Kendor Marine you'll find all the answers to your questions on parts, installation, troubleshooting, and the best part is, when we figure out what you need, we can grab it from our massive inventory of boat parts and supplies that no one around can match. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
Where else are you going to find weather stripping for a 77 Carver? That's what he said, and I don't know the answer to that one, but he sure was glad he found it here. I'm Dave Doro with Kendor Marine, and when it comes to boat parts and supplies, we have it all. If you're a boater and you need it, we got it. And that's why you got to get here. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
That music puts me in a fantastic mood. If you didn't already know, I'm Sandy Maxx, and I am excited to host a trip to visit Munich, Salzburg, Vienna, and Prague. And it's a trip based on beer, breweries, history, and culture, 10 days in September. If you text the word trip to the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Just text the word TRIP, T-R-I-P, to 855-616-1620. It's worth it just to browse the itinerary. It's going to be a lot of fun. And when you travel in a group, you get that special service. They're going to swoosh you right into the brewery. You don't have to stand in line or some of the fascinating landmarks that we're going to. And one of the landmarks on our itinerary, when you text the word TRIP to 855-616-1620, is a beautiful castle that inspired Walt Disney to create the Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disney World in Disneyland. And I, as soon as I announced the trip, WTMJ's Jessica Getzo said, hey, you know what? I've been to this castle. Jessica, will you share some of your travel stories with us? Because you lit up when you saw this castle.
Of course. Indeed, if we're going to get real German with it, I have been to Schloss Neuschwanstein.
Oh, yes. Is that how you say it correctly?
Mm-hmm. Well, to say castle in German, Schloss.
Mm-hmm.
Schloss is then Neuschwanstein would be is about as German as it gets.
Well done, because you were teaching me because it looks like Neuschwanstein. So you're like Neuschwanstein. So I got the schwanz in there, but it is beautiful. And tell me about your experience there.
Well, it's definitely in my head. The thing I remember most is actually the journey getting to the castle, because it's very remote. This is in the mountains, in the Alps, overlooking this lake.
Which already just sounds beautiful. You know,
Right.
sometimes when you say that, like Germany, and you think of landscapes, not the cities, you think of that.
Yes, definitely. And like you said, inspiring, Disney later on. This one, it's very much in a fairy tale setting. And I was looking back at like a souvenir book I got, and I was like, oh yeah, a lot of the architecture was indeed inspired by some German folklore, and actually Wagner's operas specifically.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the motifs, both on the exterior and the interior, from like Lohengrin and some other operas. I didn't know that. I was like, oh, I either didn't know that or I forgot we learned that there.
But that's why you get the souvenir book as well.
Yes.
Another reason you get the souvenir book is you can take all the photos on the outside.
Oh.
But I learned it from you and also from our GKB teammate Dylan, who's also been to Neuschwanstein Castle, that you, just like Highclere Castle, Downton Abbey, you're not allowed to take photos inside.
Yep,
even though it's
very-
gorgeously opulent inside and tempting, you are forbidden. So I'm
Right.
glad you got the souvenir book. Pass your souvenir book over to me, because you did
Oh,
show it
yes.
to me before. Oh, no, you've got it open to one of your favorite spots. But so you're talking about what you remember is the journey to, good God, it's beautiful. It's wooded, and we're going to be there in September. So I wonder if we'll get some fall colors on the way to the
Oh, I
castle.
bet.
It could be
Yeah.
beautiful. So you've got the fairy tale castle that is designed by King Ludwig, Mad King Ludwig.
And speaking of photo ops, another thing I remember about, actually on the way back, there is a place you can stop, and our tour group stopped at this bridge called the Marion Bridge. And you're kind of like parallel to the castle, but like quite a ways back. So it's another like really interesting perspective to view it from, because you're kind of in the mountains, but set back a ways, and you're kind of like over this gorge and waterfall. And if you look at the photo, you're like, oh my gosh, like it's quite a ways up there.
But how beautiful,
Yeah.
and an experience that you're just not going to have here, and an experience that you'll treasure. I mean, it's one of those, I feel like it's a moment where you're like, oh, I am somewhere. I am experiencing the beauty of and what's the other thing I love when you're talking about the architecture on the outside of the castle, and there are fountains, and it reminds me a lot of Versailles.
Oh, okay.
Of the opulence and the gardens and the fountains and that sort of thing, except in the countryside, whereas Versailles is just outside. And it's like a suburb of Paris almost. This is
Right,
in a
this is, like,
beautiful
as
countryside.
remote as you can
so I
get
just had to
for-
hand Jessica
for
back her
castle,
tourism
yeah.
book. She might not get it back, but it looks breathtaking and stunning. And what are some other things aside from the actual landscape and scenery that struck you in visiting Neuschwanstein Castle?
Oh gosh. Interesting tidbit I was reading today is that King Ludwig did not want it to be open to the public. Apparently, it was kind of it was supposed to be his kind of like retreat area, and it was not. Like as the story goes, for a lot of architecture, not finished before he died, and it was
Behind
only a matter
schedule.
of only a matter of 2 weeks before they opened it to the public.
Really?
Yeah. But now they actually do hold concerts in the halls, and there's just so much incredible detail on the interior that, it's.
Which is interesting to me, because I would think that if I designed something so personal and so ornate and so detailed, and that pays tribute to things that I love, like Wagner's opera, and that's what I would think I would want to show that off. I think I want some dinner parties and have people come over and, really luxuriate in all 200 rooms, because aren't like 20 finished and then 200 rooms in the beautiful Neuschwanstein Castle?
Mm-hmm.
What were some of your other treasured memories from getting to spend time in Germany?
Oh gosh, you're gonna put me on the spot there. How can I pick just one?
Well, exactly, but that's just it. Then
I'll stick with the mountain theme because no matter where we went, just being in the Alps was really breathtaking. Or the Black Forest, the Schwarzwald, that was a nice time as well. We stayed in the Black Forest for one of our overnights. That was I don't know if that was a hostel or just a hotel, but anytime we were kind of immersed in the landscape, definitely.
That's
definitely
wonderful.
A special memory.
And you say hostel, and I can tell you that on this WTMJ trip, we get to stay in 4-star hotels, which makes a difference because you can talk about seeing castles and a trip like this. It's kind of like, where do you start? If you wanted to visit Germany and Austria and the Czech Republic, it's like travel with Steve Bertrand Travel and me. We take care of that. You know where you're going to stay is a really nice 4-star hotel. You know that when you talk about the approach to Neuschwanstein Castle, like it's going to be comfortable. We're going to get you. And that's the other thing when you're traveling with a group, when you do get the tour, you don't have to stand all the way in the back and spend 2.5 or 3 hours of your precious vacation time waiting to get into this beautiful landmark. You'll get right in. Because we get the special treatment. So, Jessica Gatso, thank you so much for sharing your travel stories, and I look forward to sharing more.
Oh, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. She is Jessica Gatso. You hear her in the WTMJ newsroom. She's just a delight. And at some point, I will officially let people know that you're also a musician. She's a creative gal. She's making music. But truly, if this one landmark, Neuschwanstein Castle, sounds interesting to you, and just a getaway to finally use your passport and have a trip of a lifetime, text the word trip to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Text trip to 855-616-1620, or you can pop me an email. It's easy. I'm sandy@WTMJ.com. Come travel with me. And next, talking quilts. Interesting, creative quilts on WTMJ.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you, who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Are you ready to embark on a voyage like no other? At Fox World Travel, our specialty cruise desk creates unforgettable cruise experiences just for you. Explore the serene Mediterranean, the exotic Caribbean, or the breathtaking beauty of Alaska. We partner with top cruise lines including Celebrity, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, and Viking. Enjoy personalized itineraries, exclusive deals, and expert guidance. From booking to boarding, we manage all the details for a stress-free experience. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO, press 2, and mention code radio to start planning.
It's the biggest door in your house. Time to give it the attention it deserves. Vince Vitrano here talking about Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. Updating your garage door increases the value of your home It's the first thing people see, and it's the best return for your money on investment. At Lifetime Door, if you have an emergency, they'll come out 7 days a week to service existing garage doors and openers. 5% off any service or install at Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. Get started now, 262-783-4004, lifetimedoor.net.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx. What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And one of the fun things that Visit Milwaukee does is in January, they host Museum Days. It's almost 2 weeks of deals and discounts at museums all around Milwaukee and even Racine and Cedarburg. And last month, one of my guests for Museum Days was from the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts. And they, at that time, had a new exhibition happening. And this is the last week of 2 really creative quilt exhibitions. And let's revisit that conversation with the executive director of the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts.
My name is Melissa Ralstad. I am the executive director of the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts, which is right up in Cedarburg.
And right behind you is a beautiful quilt. It's a black background. What are the fabrics and a big swirl? Because sometimes when you say quilt, people think squares and patchwork, and this is artistic and beautiful.
Yep, it's one of the quilts that is from the current exhibit. We have a gallery split into 2 different spaces. So one of them features the work of a New York-based artist named Paula Nadelstern. So she's the quilter that created the quilt that's behind me. What she's known for doing are kaleidoscope quilts. So think about like looking in a kaleidoscope, that viewfinder, and then imagining it blown up to multiple sizes. That's what you're seeing
That's
here.
a great description because it's got the spiral and then the different moving patterns that you can see merging together.
Yeah, and this one's a small one, so it was easier to bring in. The other ones are full, like bed-size quilts that you'll see.
And you have a unique space.
We do. We are located on an intact German farmstead from the 1850s. So our gallery is the old barn. We completely restored it, so that's what you're actually seeing. That's where you're seeing these amazing works of art displayed. So it's not the typical, white walls or kind of just quiet space. It's an old barn. Yes, it is Wisconsin. So yes, it still has heat. It has air conditioning, which I know is important this time of year. We get that question a lot. Yes, it is fully heated. You're not going to freeze.
Good. Cedarburg is such a creative community. For anyone who hasn't been there yet, this is a wonderful reason to get to the Cedarburg community and stroll around inside. What are some of the other exhibitions that are at the museum right now?
So in addition to Paula's quilts, we also have an artist named Shinny Chin. Shinny is from Kansas, but she does the most amazing, like almost woven tapestries of quilts. I kind of liken them to impressionistic paintings. So when you get up close, you can't really tell what it is, but if you take that step back, you can completely see what that image is and what she's trying to convey in that. It's really cool to see that all done just with thread.
And what a process. How does she imagine that and achieve that with thread and fabric,
It's really just how she's stitching and how she's weaving all of those individual stitches to create that design. Although, if you are interested in learning more, she will actually be at the museum to do a tour of her exhibition and a class teaching you how to do that. That'll be in March.
That's wonderful to not only be able to enjoy the art, but to meet the artist herself. Because we were just talking with Milwaukee Film, and that's one of the most fun aspects of the Milwaukee Film Festival is after you see this work of art on the big screen, you do the Q&A with the director and the talent. And so very similarly, you can observe and enjoy up close and afar the quilts at the museum and then meet the creator. And especially with a process that has to be absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, to have her, it's really her process. So to be talking to her about it, giving her a chance to actually explain what she's doing, how she's doing it, how she's been motivated, and kind of where she came up with this. Yeah, it is something really special. We try to do that as much as possible with exhibits. If the artists are still with us, these are all contemporary pieces, so fortunately the artists are. But we had Paula in December as well. So, we really try hard to bring in as many of the artists. The exhibit that we have coming up once this one closes is a mid-career retrospective of Milwaukee native Heidi Parks. So Heidi will actually be doing a whole series of classes and workshops and things with us.
And Heidi was just recently the artist in residence.
Artist in residence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So people will have seen her artwork there in the hotel.
Yep. We're super excited to be partnering with her. Like I said, she'll be doing a whole bunch of classes and workshops, and then the gallery. The gallery will feature obviously work from her. It is her mid-career retrospective, but we'll also have a few pieces from artists that influenced her. And then we have a micro gallery. We converted one of our stairwells into a public art space. And so during Heidi's exhibition, it'll actually be students of Heidi's. So it'll be their work that's on display. So thinking about where she came from, her work, and how she's influencing those next generations.
And inspiring.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We're really looking forward to having her. And she's, such a wonderful, lovely person too. So, and again, Milwaukee.
Well, and you have to be, I would think, some level of social to be in the fishbowl at the Pfister lobby.
Yes.
Creating and welcoming people to come in and ask you about your creations and your inspirations. And that would sort of come with the territory. You couldn't necessarily be a complete introvert and be an artist in residence in a hotel lobby.
No. And fortunately, like I said, Heidi is really engaging. She does a lot of handwork, a lot of hand stitching. That is what she's known for.
The Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts. We are lucky enough to have the executive director in the studio with us, Melissa Ralstad. And Melissa, the quilt that you brought that is hanging up behind you, if you didn't know it was a quilt, you would think it was a painting.
Yeah, they really do look like paintings. It's one of the things that I love about our exhibits. We are so lucky to work with just incredible artists. And people tend to think of like quilts as maybe the things that they grew up sleeping under. Those are quilts, absolutely.
Yes.
But we also have these amazing works of art, and they really are. These are trained artists that are doing this as their professions. The artist, Paula Nadelstern, the artist who created the quilt that I brought with me that's behind me, has been doing this for over 40 years. So, she's an incredibly talented and incredibly gifted artist. Her medium is just fiber.
So happens to be cloth.
There have also been so many other artists then that are inspired by her and have taken and seen her things and go, ooh, can I try something like that? So it's kind of fun to see somebody who's made that sort of impact throughout the, broader quilting field or fiber arts field. But it goes broader than that too. You get people then that are like, okay, can I mimic this in something else too, or even like mixed media or something. So
inspiring more creativity.
Yeah.
What's the website for the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts?
wiquiltmuseum.com.
Just that simple to enjoy fiber art. And another way that quilts are being used this month for Black History Month, you can see over 200 quilts that are thought-provoking and depict African and African-American history and culture on display in the City Hall Rotunda through the rest of this week. Ethel White and Diane Pratt, they're master quilters, and you can check that out. And also on Thursday evening at Gallery 507, which is in the Bronzeville Center for the Arts at 507 North Avenue, they have a free event in the evening called Quilting and Contemporary Art, Stitching Our Stories, with the way that the fiber art carries on conversations and connections with the African-American culture and tells stories that way. So thanks for joining me. I'm Sandy Maxx. Thank you for listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have